Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power. Over naira, still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we not talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come.
Hello there.
Maiyegun lawamo lamo do.
Please let me know if this video is lagging somehow and if the audio is pretty much not out. Just before we get fully into it, I've been having some technical issues just before we started.
Maiyegun ti de o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Gbogbo ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun dá wa sí.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Thank you very much. So share the broadcast. Invite your friends, right? Maiyegun is here. I've got so much for you tonight.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun diary Politico.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Godfatherism, kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun diary,
Thank you.
Maiyegun number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o, kẹ́gọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Brother na nwanne nwoke gọvanọ gee ntị ha ghọrọ ịghọrọ Chukwu aghụghọ nọrọ n'ihu ụmụ Chukwu a gwa Chukwu ihe ị ga-emeri ya. Oh yeah, it means you don't want to do anything for God. Ihe a bụ aghụghọ nkịtị.
Father, even for the straight, as a nigga, we are getting project. Come on, I have a card project. Can we call him back?
Okay, come to know Jokweta. My name here is a political statement.
Father Malamada made a political statement. Only of that same and Anambra said my PDP have never promised things and failed. I'm a fundamental Catholic. Even when I couldn't know can me. But in my God.
You can promise say Mary here in Anambra. Praise the Lord. In your capacity and what God has done for you, Governor. Get money, okay, get money, get into here. God hates stinginess. Otherwise, again, article will fail. You can save your political destiny. 2019, election. Praise the living God. One day you work at bazaar. Chere, Biko. Get on.
Facebook. That's one. Here is another one.
You sure supporting Buhari? If you were here when we are speaking to P2B representing Atiku, how I wish you were here. I know that Obi went out here almost disgraced. So supporting Buhari is almost becoming a curse. It's no longer a blessing. We won't tell you.
Thank you so much for joining me. People have been tearing Mbaka. They have been tearing him apart since yesterday. And why are they doing that to Mbaka? It was because even after his apology, after that statement in 2019, Mbaka still went ahead and said this yesterday. No joke.
A stingy man cannot be our president. We are only hungry. We need a generous person. Nigerians are hungry. Are we not hungry?
Wahala. Oh wow.
At the end of that.
So good evening to you all once again. So let's take this in parts. Okay. A lot is going on right now, and a lot is still going to happen in the course of this their electoral charade. But because you know, whatever happens, we are all going to be the sharer in most of what their decision is going to bring anyway. So yeah, today Atiku announced that the governor of Delta State, Ifeanyi Okowa, will become his vice president, his own running mate. So it is going to be Atiku Okowa. Atokowa. Anyway, that's for PDP. And from the intel, they said that Atiku was hunting and gunning for an Igbo vice president. In fact, some people felt like Peter Obi going to Labour Party was going to be temporary until the Sorosoke, this mob, they're everywhere. Oh boy, you watch your matter. After that statement of Mbaka last night, the mob, they decided that, first, they have, majority of them have unfollowed him, and he's already started losing. Many people who are actually like following him on social media. I don't know if he's on social media. Father Mbaka has been hearing the story of his life and everything. So what they are saying now is that even though maybe Atiku was going to still convince Peter Obi to come back to PDP and be his vice president. There were actually people who believed that until last 2 weeks. So they said that Peter Obi movement, as they call it now, is even bigger than Peter Obi himself. They are saying this Sorosoke, they are watching me right now anyway. So the battle now is between the Lagos Sabobakus for Tifnumbu and then the Articulutas of Atifku. And then you are going to see the obedient that some of you are already calling the obedient. So the battle is pretty much like, you know, the young people who have politicized their own, you know, their pain and disagreement with the system versus PDP APC. So Peter Obi was not available for Atifku. True or false? Yes or no? I don't know. They said that even if Peter Obi says he's no longer contesting, they will arrest him. These guys, that's how much. And because of this kind of cult followership that Peter Obi has generated, it has also generated many enemies too. Well, a lot of, you know, something that unites PDP and APC right now is when they are going after Peter Obi. So they say Peter Obi's movement is bigger than Peter Obi himself. If he should change his mind, he will be arrested by them. So Atifku couldn't go to him anymore. They said that Atifku wanted to call on Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. True or false? Many names were flying around anyway. But the purpose then was that they were going to go and pick somebody from Igbo land until the warning came. Remember that the Northern Nigeria Islamic scholars who have been weaponizing the poverty in Northern Nigeria, the religion, you know, the religion manipulation in Northern Nigeria, who have been using all of this to their advantage, and most importantly, for political purposes. They have already been making statements that if the power is going to go back to Southern Nigeria for APC, Egbekegbe, who is choosing a Southerner, definitely they must choose somebody who is a real Muslim. That's what they said, a real Muslim from Northern Nigeria. That's what they said. I don't know whether there are fake Muslims or real, but that's what they said, real Muslims. A fanatic, you know what I mean? That is person that should go with Tifnumbu. So Muslim ticket, they don't give a damn about that. It's about power, right? Or maybe not to you in Southern Nigeria. Then they send another warning to Atifku. Well, maybe for Atifku to know. Don't bring any Nyamiri. That's what they said. This cleric in Northern Nigeria, they said, don't bring Nyamiri. Nyamiri is, they were referring, that's a slur language. It's like a racist word against the Igbos in Northern Nigeria. Yeah. They said it, they were preaching it in their mosque as we speak. If any candidate should bring any Igbo man to Northern Nigeria, he should forget it. And you know, Atiku is desperate. Now, this is the trick they want to play. Okowa, Ifeanyi, Okowa, Delta State, which is partly Biafra, partly Oduduwa Republic. Yes, Delta State. So, which then put in their own book, or Atifku's book, Okowa is an Igbo man. At the same time, he's from South, the one they created politically. Part of how they have managed to balkanize Nigeria. You may not know these power brokers, these northern rogues who have held us down for this long. Every state they give to you is called balkanization. They have already divided you where they want you to be. They put you where they want you to be. Nobody was consulted before they created any state for you. No referendum was conducted before any of these states were, you know, they were like military promulgation. They just pronounced them. So that's their own way of putting everybody where they belong. But yeah, Delta State, the place they call Delta State today, is partly Biafra and partly Oduduwa Republic. So if Ifeanyi comes from the middle with Ifeanyi and Okowa, I mean, they can tell them in Northern Nigeria that he is not an Igbo man. But when they come down southern Nigeria, they can talk to you in Yoruba land. Atiku can say, do you know that Warri? Do you know that this place? Do you know that that place in Delta State used to be partly Oduduwa Republic? Therefore, is your son. Oh, all of the Biafrans with Okowa, Biafra is going to come. So that's the trick they put in that game anyway. But it doesn't really matter. Just so you know. So people are already tearing that apart, and Wirewike is not happy. Number one, he never, ever, ever imagined that he will be betrayed at the last minute. That he won't be the candidate. Honestly speaking, he was so confident that he ruled himself out completely from anything that has to do with vice presidency. But look at all the old permutation. That's how they are permutating. That's how many of you are probably going to also take side without understanding what you are agreeing to. As for Tinubu, that one don't enter kosher already. You know, the only confidence that Tinubu and camp they have is this. They are not interested in any election. Go and get PVC. Go and get this. That's your problem. Go and get anything you want to get. They are not interested. And that is why they believe that as long as the northern Nigeria is carried along, Tinubu can go to bed, even if he's going to be in this hospital bed in London, Germany, or America, when you are queuing behind and voting for Peter Obi, as many of you are determining to do now. It doesn't really matter. They are not interested in election. But as we speak, the deadline for submission of the names of your vice or running mates for all candidates to presidential, governorship, everywhere is going to be tomorrow. That deadline is tomorrow. So do you know what happened? From the INEC register right now, it is Tinubu and Bello Masari. So the plan is to put Masari there temporarily, so that after the deadline, INEC will allow you to swap names. Do you understand that now? But I don't know if your 2022 Electoral Act allows that anyway. Or they have been putting the name of Masari there until tomorrow, when they will change it to whoever they want to change it to. But it's going to be Muslim tickets. That is their own winning strategy. But in the midst of it, they said, if they feels like, okay, now that Atiku has chosen somebody, right? Maybe they can now choose a probable, I don't know, a Christian or whatever. But as we speak right now, in the INEC register, it is Tinubu and Bello Masaku of Katsina, the governor of Bokwari States. Now, that is Muslim ticket there. If anything changes, that will be tomorrow evening. Or maybe this night. But the names of those they are giving to Tinubu as we speak, from their own sources. So, Shetima, the former governor of Borno State, the one that was in charge of the kidnapping of Chibok girls, you remember? Yeah, the one that came to prominence because of Chibok girls. Is on the queue. They are putting on the line as well. In fact, they said that all of the northern governors are interested in becoming Tinubu's vice president. And among them, except for Lalong of Plateau State. That's the only one there that is probably a Christian. Others are just Muslims, Fulani Muslims, and the rest of that. So, call it a setup. I don't know. But coming to Peter Obi, you see, we have been saying something before. We said there are some. I actually like the fact that I started with Atiku, his choice. Tinubu will be choice. And why? There are messages already flying in northern Nigeria. One of the things that those who are now obedient in northern Nigeria, that they will have to first show that indeed they are in the same ship with you, is to first douse the tension of, or let me say, dispel the general message and general impression that Peter Obi is an Igbo man, even though if he is telling them that he is coming as a Nigerian to come and fix Nigeria and the rest of that. So while Peter Obi was away to Egypt, he said he want to go and study how Egypt managed to work out their own electricity generation, this and that. Oh boy, this issue of going to Egypt has caused so much kata. And you see this Obi movement, every one of them, they are not taking prisoners. And in their book, Peter Obi can never be wrong. And trust me, many of them are saying that, which is true, by the way. Peter Obi did not come out to say he wants to be president, by the way. He never came out to say he wants to be president. People compelled him. This Sorosuke, all these people that are not going to be taking it easy with you, they will tell you, they will feed on you, and the rest of that, it is better, right? So just somehow be prepared if you want to take on them. Seriously. He didn't ask them to be president. He didn't say he wanted to be. For some of us who have been following it, by the way, now these Sorosuke people said, Peter Obi, come and run. Peter Obi will buy you from. Peter Obi will do this and that. Then I remember when he said, after listening to your request and all, like all that stuff, I have decided to contest in PDP. So when PDP said it's never going to win it because it's about money, it's about who can pay more, these Sorosuke people, they said, number one, they are ready to raise over 10 billion naira for him. If it is about, spreading his message all over the place, they will do that. But again, he should never give a shishi, which he said he never would give. So they told him to leave PDP. And since they told him to leave and he left, to this day, even Labour Party that he went to, from obscurity from 5,000 votes in 2019, as you are watching this video right now, if the system allows you to actually cast down your PVC, these young people believe that they have 20 million votes ready for Peter Obi. So that is now what has now pitted Peter Obi generally and his movement against the almighty PDP, almighty APC. And as we all know, the voting never starts yet. But Peter Obi was in Egypt to the admiration of his own supporters. And he sent this out. Just, look at it. Power generation in Egypt. There's some successful stories from Egypt lately that honestly, you would believe that if to say, for example, before I play you this, in Egypt, I may not know much about Egypt, but the Egyptians, I don't think they have over 200 ethnic nationalities in Egypt. I don't think so. I don't think they speak over 500 languages in Egypt. I don't think so. And at the same time, I don't think, what works in Egypt will work in Nigeria according to how Peter Obi is going to make you feel. The reason why it won't work is that, you see, Egypt model can work in any part of Nigeria if they allow each part of Nigeria to function based on their own capacity and not like incapacitate some other place, reduce and then, dwarf their development intentionally because they have to remain at par with the intentionally underdeveloped northern Nigeria. So when you know that they intentionally underdeveloped every part of Nigeria, including your education, your healthcare, your infrastructure, everything that is wrong with Nigeria, just believe that they are intentionally put in place. Because according to them, the southern Nigeria will be moving too fast if they are allowed to be on their own, especially educationally and then other things. So they intentionally crippled us. So idea of a Peter Obi in a complex Nigeria would only remain a dream. But it's good to see, to the admiration of his own supporters. He went to see a plant in Egypt. that they built within 2 years that is generating over 4,000 megawatts of electricity. Really? This is the claim.
And state of line, module 6 is running the spoil also. Module 40 is a sun farm.
You see the load in this
The screen, the center screen. Total load, total load. Yeah. 1900. Out of 4,800.
The load is
This screen show us all 4 modules. This module 10, module 20, module 30, 40. Module 40 all standby. Yes. Most of unit 20 we have 50% is working with steam turbine, and we have another gas turbine standby. Module 10 and the module 30 is full operation. So the total now. Which one? Sorry?
The screen.
This screen.
Yeah, the one. Yeah.
But excuse me, yes, when the steam turbine exceeds, the efficiency is also bigger than 60.
61.5. The efficiency of as converter 61.5.
And note we're in summer, so the use of AC is high now. Right now it's nearly 10 o'clock. The AC it's very hot.
At the peak load.
So I mean, usually you're not even using 2,000.
So now completing Mr. What about?
So we are in minimum load in module 20. The peak load near 4 p.m. Will be with base load for GTs and the steam line running with ACC, and this is good to provide some water. Provide a lot of water. We are running with cooling steam to condensate the steam with air, just fans, using fans. Each ACC consists of 42 fans, and we are running with natural gas with 5 compressors, 5 gas compressors, 1 for each module and 1 is standby. That's an overview. If you're interested in more details, another request.
Can you
Yes. How many you supply this to the national grid? That's national grid.
You are connected to national grid.
If this 2000, it says it.
Module 6 is running the spoil also. Module 40 is a sun farm.
So that was what he went to see, to understudy, he said, just to see how they put them together, how they work, and the rest of that. But in Nigeria, you know what I mean? Number one, if you want power, seriously now, right? If you want power, you should be, if you generate electricity anywhere, right? It should be distributed to the people, the immediate communities around there, right? And it is cheaper that way than transmitting, or what do you call them? I'll call it transmitting that same generated electricity to other part of Nigeria, which is actually the reason why everything seems not to work in that place. Tinubu said he was the first person to bring in the PPP, private power project, whatever, which means that private companies coming in to invest in electricity, and his own excuse was that federal governments of Nigeria, of Obasanjo, they killed the idea. But you see, electricity is not a rocket science. The reason why you will never have it is because it is the same system that wants to give you electricity, is the same system that is denying it. They said they have electricity generated, but they don't have a distribution. I mean, they have distribution a problem. How about you let everybody generate what they can generate from their own part of Nigeria, distribute it to who they want to distribute it in their own state and all that, and watch how the problems of no electricity would disappear. But again, it's good for the optics. Many of you enjoyed it. Even some of you feel like, leave Peter Obi alone, oh, Maiyegun, if you don't want us to unfollow you. We don't want anybody to touch our Peter Obi. I know. But the problem there is that we would never have to leave your Peter Obi alone. We love what you are doing. Some of us do. We actually do love what you are doing. Because it is like you are also pretty much like others who have chosen their own battle against what Nigeria has become. Yeah, you have decided to also pick your own battle, maybe politically. So yours seems to be gaining the biggest, traction right now. But the bottom line is that majority of what you are going to do, they are going to be so good for the optics, as long as you continue to ignore the main obvious. So people like us are still waiting to see what the plan is, or now they promise to fix Nigeria for you. But whatever it is, you are never going to have everyone fooled by all the optics that politicians are going to throw around this moment. A lot of you are going to get so carried away with majority of you are already getting carried away with it, but it's good. But some of us know that you don't need to go to Egypt. You don't need to go to America. You don't need to go to the UK to understudy what and how to generate electricity. Seriously. But if you do it for your campaign, it's good for the optics. The first thing you ask yourself is that why is it impossible to even generate it in the first place? But again, it's good for the optics. So the Peter Obi movement, consider it the movement of the angry, young, and old Nigerians. That is why if somebody tells me, at least Maiyegun, be careful of these people, being careful of it is because I relate and I understand majority of your anger, majority of your rage. And I understand that finding that strength and then that finding that sort of a bit of something to hold on to, something to vent that rage through politically would have been the best idea, if not because it is Nigeria. But we all kind of feel what you feel. Seriously, we do. Some of us who have been in the trenches and asking that Nigeria should completely break up right away and save the lives of the people. You know why? Breaking up Nigeria will allow ideas like that of Peter Obi to flourish in Nigeria. Do you understand? The idea of what they said, consumption, from consumption to production. In Nigeria, the drain pipe of Nigeria is the northern Nigeria, and it is the northern Nigeria political class, the ruling class and the gatekeepers. You can't overrule them if you are fighting to keep Nigeria same. You see, keeping Nigeria same under any guise is still going to be in their interest. If you think you are fighting to win them and take your country back, as many of you are saying politically, under this arrangement, yeah, you are still going to be the loser. Make Peter Obi the president. You are still going to be the loser. You know why? Keeping Nigeria one under any arrangement is a win-win situation. It's a win-win for these northern criminals. And then any idea that has to do with Nigeria, it must be nationally kind of, put together. If Peter Obi wants to say, oh, we want to do so and so, apart from what you can hear right now, whatever they're going to tell you, he has to put it into the national scope. And the national scope of these northern criminals is what? Is feudalism. Is to keep people perpetually poor. How do you keep them perpetually poor? Denying them education, denying them opportunities that will let them possibly feel like they deserve better. And that is deliberate. And that is what Nigeria is funding. As long as they are part of Nigeria, bring Peter Obi or bring Obi Peter or anybody you want to bring from anywhere. Seriously, right? Once they are getting the reality of Nigeria will settle in. And people like us believe that if you want to help Nigeria by any means at all, yeah, at least start with being honest, because you really need to let everybody handle their own affair, their own way. Those who want to develop based on the Sharia teachings, they are there. Your PVC cannot deny them that. As you are getting your PVC and thinking that a vote will make you, possibly your idea that is modern, that is developmental, that is progressive, is going to help them out of that. No, you are mistaken. And people like us know that any idea of development that you might have, or do you really think these people in your government, apart from the fact that they are looting you blind, do you really think they have no idea how to fix a country? But why would they fix a country when it is cheaper to run it down and keep people perpetually poor and they will not ever have a chance of fighting back. That's cheaper. So to make it easier for you, what I'm saying here is this. If Nigeria remained what it was in 1960, back then, yeah, the idea of, a region coming together, putting their resources together, investing in any kind of public infrastructure like electricity, public health care, education, and all those things, including industrialization. Whatever you want to do, you can do this in parts. But as Nigeria is, yeah, you will continue to meet the roadblock. And maybe at the end of the day, the good thing that will come out of the Peter Obi movement is that you are all going to realize this soon, and you are never going to back down. And the fact that you won't back down will now bring the clash of the titans, as many of us believe that that's something. Something is to, as they said that in the beginning, the Big Bang theory, yeah, the Big Bang, blah, and that's how the earth and the whole world, everything existed, whatever. So we believe that with your strong movement, because I can't deny it, I'm not one of those that's going to tell you that what you are doing doesn't matter. As it is right now, it has caused a serious ripples across the establishment themselves. And what did they find out? They found out that even Peter Obi himself can no longer control what is going on. Do you get that? So I like the energy. We want to see where it's going to end. But something there is that there are more to this that some of us have also seen. So I like the fact that you are channeling the energy towards that. So Peter Obi movement, and then breaking the barrier of ethno-tribalism and all of that stuff that politicians always, And the final one that I believe that somehow this generation of young people who are angry, and they have the right to. Listen, if you see any young person that is promoting APC or PDP, they don't have any sense. Listen, we all have choice. If they say, yeah, we all have choice, we all have rights, it's a democracy, this and that. But as a young person, ask yourself, for the past 4 months now, more than 5 million of you have been at home because they locked your school. Now you are seeing the poster of APC, you are seeing the posters of PDP, and then you decided that you want to be part of that, and you choose either of them. So it's pretty much nonsensical, isn't it? So your anger, whether you are Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, because if you check their movement, you will realize that it is not different from the NSAS revolution, but it's bigger. It's like the NSAS kind of revolution that is bigger than NSAS, like about 10 times bigger, but with a political. You get what I mean now? So you see your brothers there, you see your sisters there, you see every one of them now queuing up and then shouting, Obi this, Obi that. So they believe that, number one, they will no longer be bullied by the system that said, if you don't have structure, you can't win election. Remember that. If you don't have structure, you can't win election. Say they believe that they've passed that because they are the structure. Then they said that they are also going to breach that the gap of tribal ethnic division that always play out, which is the North, the South. According to them, they are breaching that as well. Then the other one is the religion, where people can say, oh, God told me that Tinubu is going to be the next president. So these young people are no longer afraid to call out pastors and call them fake. Back in the days, you believe that you cannot criticize the men of God. You cannot criticize your Alpha, your Mullah, and the rest. But we have gotten to a generation who have become so angry, even though some believe that the anger is not, is not rightly directed or whatever, but they don't care as we speak right now. So they believe that if any pastor misjan, ego yeram. I'm talking about people are getting up in churches where, let me see if there's a particular clip just before we go to Pastor Abina na Father Ejike Mbaka. Just before we go to that, there's a church service where when one of the pastors was practically just mentioning names and all of that. Then he mentioned that Peter, everybody was quiet when they mentioned Tifnumbu Atifku. But the moment they mentioned Obi China, some of our people love to go, they say Obi China. Obi, oh more, you hear the crowd. Hey. So if you support as it is right now, yeah, it is Obi or nothing for these young, angry Nigerians. And that's the moment that Father Mbaka, Miss Yano. And you know, Father Mbaka shouldn't even be prophesying. He shouldn't be giving any prophecy. You know that? I believe that Catholic churches don't give prophecy. And I don't know if many of you have noticed as well. You know, people are demanding for Yoruba nation. People are demanding for Biafra. They are demanding that Nigeria should break up. They are demanding that they don't want PDP, they don't want APC. A lot of things are going on, even though these two criminal groups, PDP, APC, they don't feel like they are going to be moved by any of this yet. But have you noticed that most of those pastors that always kind of easily tell you who is going to be your next president, who is going to win your next election, or who is not going to win your next election? Have you noticed that they have not been able to do, they've not been doing that lately? Do you know why? Because this generation of young people don't give a damn about any pastor, because majority of them are becoming politically conscious, and they can now tell when somebody is just trying to take advantage of them. So the smart pastors now in Nigeria, you know what they are doing? They are now, systematically, they are now linking up with this Peter B as well. You can't deny that. Just same way we have seen many of God's too, who have came out to say, yes, Biafra is going to come. You know why? Because as they say in Yoruba, in Yoruba, the voice of the people is the voice of God, Abi. So the men of God that are smart, they are managing how to present their prophecy. Biafra is going to come because they know that millions of people are going to push that if they should give them any referendum tomorrow. An ordinary pastor that is smart enough will know. But a dubious pastor will tell you Biafra is not going to come. It's not going to come now. Giving out different things to make it, but they know it. That if by any chance the conversation reaches where they say, okay, let's have a referendum, there are pastors that are smart enough and they will tailor their own prophecy towards that. There are pastors and there are also imams, even babalawos, that are smart enough, that have seen that with what they have seen in the campaign for Yoruba nation, conversation they've had with people around them, and then the expectation of the people when it comes to this Yoruba nation. So they themselves are smart enough. When they want to prophesy, what do? They always kind of lace it and tailor it towards this, because the people are taking position. Now look at this Peter Obi one as well. Smart pastors and the rest of them. They are now being careful to welcome politicians into their known face, to welcome them into their gathering, to be seen with them, and at the same time to watch what they say God told them or what God is telling them. Pay attention to all these things, because you see all of these things going on right now, they are all reaction to what many of us have been saying. Nigeria is gone. Prayer can't fix it. Election can't fix it. But majority who don't even know or agree that this is, let's go this way then and then, as divided as, as we are, there's something that unites us. And that thing is that this Nigeria, if you should continue this way, we will all be dead before we can even tell our stories. So people want to take action. So you see this start of the Peter Obi as well. Don't deny it. We know where it's going to end, as we have been saying. We are waiting to be shocked or surprised. But when we acknowledge the obvious and others, right, it is to tell you that what we agree or have been speaking on for years now, some people feels like it is time for them to take action. So let's see how it's going to end as well. So those pastors, those imam, those babalawos, watch them. They will tell you as the news continue to pop out and the election begins to come closer and come closer as they are planning, if they ever held it, right? You will see some of them that will come out boldly and tell you that Peter Obi is the next president of Nigeria. Because number one, the young people who are pushing in, they said they are not pushing in. They are going to break the barrier of a tribal division. They're going to break the barrier of ethnic division. They are going to break the barrier of religious manipulation. They are going to break the barriers of class and every other thing that has made it impossible to upend this rogue system that has sent many of us to our death, whether alive, whether still walking or in the grave. We've all felt the brunt of Nigeria. So they don't give a damn about any pastor. And immediately Father Mbaka came out and said that Peter Obi is a stingy man and all of that. It's so sad, right? That's been so kind of, in my own part. Let me put it this way. Number one, I have no role to play to help you. It seems that majority of those who are pushing Peter Obi, they are pushing him because they believe that, according to them, it is a life and death thing. So they don't really need any sort of inspiration from anyone like me, who don't believe in your election, who don't believe in the rigged system, who don't believe that electing Peter Obi is going to change anything. But because I still have to drop my drop my own few lines. In fact, let's put it this way. There has been no talking about equity, fairness, justice, and then the bogus fake one Nigeria that people always talk about, okay? If all of us want to say, okay, let us start the healing of fixing Nigeria, right? By bringing the equal representation to every major, tribe and regions in Nigeria, you will start and say, let's start the healing with the Igbos. Even though Peter Obi said he's not identifying as an Igbo man, but you have to explain that to the people that you have to campaign to in northern Nigeria. But what is wrong? After you've had the Fulani, you've had the Hausa, you've had Kanuri, you've had the Yorubas, you have had the Ijo, you've had, all these people have had a shot at your presidency for your one Nigeria. An Igbo man can never be your president. That is an unwritten code in Nigeria. You know it, I know it, and nobody can explain why, but so many of us have actually found out why. Because the reason is because there is no one Nigeria, is a ruse. So we said that for equity and fairness, it should be, especially at what Nigeria has gone through in the last 7 years, it is ideal for everyone to say, oh, maybe we are one. Make an Igbo man your next president. Start with that. And then publicly read out the names of all of the Biafrans killed during that program, that genocide of 1967 to 1970. Open up a national healing, build up the epitaph for them, where every name of the people killed will be listed there. Now you can start the healing to say, yeah, we want to have one Nigeria, by not lying to yourselves. But that is far-fetched. But these young people said they are going to breach that. Forget that one, Maiyegun. The northern Nigeria are going to deliver Peter Obi. I like that. Let's see how that plays out. But Mbaka, the man that shouldn't be prophesying or professing anything at all, a Catholic reverend father with a see vision. But this one is not vision. It is pretty much from the personal, what do you call it? This personal greed and manipulation of those who present themselves as men of God. Few times I have, not even few times, many times, I have taken stand against the bogus lies that they use religion to tell you all the times. They lie to us. Then when I grew up, I figured it out that the politicians, the pastors, and the politics, and the people. Okay, put it this way. You have the politicians, you have the pastors, then you have the politics in between, and the people are the commodity they trade in or trade on. So what does that mean? The politicians will lie to you, promise you everything in the name of God, in the name of the religion that you probably love. I promise you in the name of God. I use God. I use Allah. Allah is my judge. Blood of Jesus is this and that. Then some of you are going to eventually believe them. Among other things, they will tell you. So when they fail, when you begin to suffer the consequences of their own actions, their greed and corruption, every Sunday, you go to church. Every day you go to mosque and you listen to the messages from these people who are also living in the same place and living in the same country with you, who are also facing the same thing, preaching to you how you should pray to God to send you an helper, how God should send somebody who is going to care for your education, who is going to care for your job, send this and send that. And then they will tell you to pray for your leaders. So it didn't occur to many of us then that they were all walking hand in hand. Why is this so difficult for, people who lead their religion houses or religious houses to tell their congregation the truth? Preach about the economy, preach about the society, preach about the individuals, politicians, and all of them. I figured out that they can't. Yeah, they can't. And whenever election is coming, you are going to see that your favorite criminal politicians with your favorite church head, mosque heads, people who control your religion, praying for them, telling you to pray for them. So we realize that they all work hand in hand. Politicians, pastors, prophets, as they call them, or clerics, politics, and all of that. And over time, many of us have stopped listening to them. Do not touch my anointed, do not do this and that, no longer work with this generation. Hellfire, you are going to hellfire. All of you should watch your mouth. Don't say anything about man of God. At you are at man of God, Joma Shofoni. This generation always say that to you. Nobody cares about that your hellfire that you are using to threaten anybody anymore, because people have known better. And that is why the likes of Mbaka and his kind, the charlatans, the likes of Tunde Bakaru and co, when they talk, they can only convince and impress the flock of the morons who still listen to them when they say they just heard from God. Nobody they hear from God. Shut up your trap. When the pastors and all these rogues says they hear from God, or God says this in this altar, in this and that, for politicians, don't listen to them. We have already acknowledged that on MaiyegunsDiary Politico. So Mbaka came out and he called Peter Obi a stingy man, where a thief was actually welcomed. Check this one, the latest one.
A stingy man cannot be our president. We are hungry. We need a generous person. Nigerians are hungry. Are we not hungry?
Wahala. Oh, wow.
At the end of that,
Nigerians are hungry. Nigerians are hungry. We are hungry. We need a generous man. According to them, but I'm going to replay the video where he was asking Peter Obi for money. That's where I called him a charlatan. Okay, it's a charlatan, and sometimes like a dead clock. It can be right twice in a day. You know that. If your work clock stop working at 10 o'clock. So do you know that at least twice in a day, that clock is going to be right? That's what charlatans like that are in Nigeria. Mbaka. So they said that Peter B asked him that I can't give you money and I can't pledge money. What you need to do is that show me a project. All right. Show me a project in your church and I will fund that. You know, I can't give you money. And Mbaka, a man of God, toasting a vice presidential candidate of PDP, and knowing that Atiku was spending dollars and all of that, knowing that Peter Obi will spend money, because I think that is the two things that are selling points for Peter Obi is that he is a good manager of money. Okay, he's a good manager of money. He can save money, and at the same time, he is also a good investor in education. I mean, you have to judge people by their track records, things that you can go back to and touch. Okay. And because as a governor, other things selling for him is that is sort of a frugality. He's never been convicted or even accused of stealing any money at all. The only accusation they've had against him is that he put most of his money, he's a billionaire according to them. Yeah, so he put most of his money outside Nigeria in tax havens, you know, tax haven where no government can tax your money. You just keep it there. So he's accused of that somebody wants to rule Nigeria, didn't put his money in Nigeria to be taxed. Unfortunately, the people that are pretty much accusing him, when you put all of them in the basket in that contraption, right, you will see the likes of Tinubu there. Tinubu that doesn't pay tax in his Tinubu never pays tax. Okay, so Tinubu is the one collecting tax. Okay, and when he collect tax from all of you in Lagos, he will deduct 30% of that money for his own service. Far better. They still won't pay tax as a company, or they are supposed to pay tax after making that money, but they don't. And that is why the Alpha Beta, as we speak right now, is with the EFCC investigation of over 200 billion naira tax evasion. But that's a story for another day. So Tinubu is in that basket who want to be your president. A thief, a career thief, that after serving as governor, when he was leaving, he put together a pension package for himself. So that, and that pension package is this, right? As a former governor, is entitled to a bigger house in Abuja, a bigger house in Lagos, with service hands like cook, driver, security, and all of that in Abuja and in Lagos, paid for by Lagos state government. He is entitled to be given the salary of the state governor every month. As Sanwo-Olu is collecting salary, Tinubu is collecting salary, same salary. Fashola is collecting the same salary. Ambode is collecting the same salary. When Sanwo-Olu finishes and another person comes in, that person will, Sanwo-Olu will be collecting the same salary he's collecting as governor now for life. That was Tinubu. And they will also have 2 houses, one in Abuja, one in Lagos. All of them, Ambode, every one of them. Okay. So Tinubu put that in place to make sure he enjoy himself. But the obedient and the rest, their selling point is that even as a former governor, apart from the fact that he didn't leave any debt, he saved them the money, right? Sorry, I've got fly. Right, he saved them money, right? He also never ever put together this kind of pension package for himself. So they just took him out and said, well, I mean, Atiku is in that bracket as well. In that bracket of those who wants to be your president, who have a lot of money. Atiku, the man that sold all your assets cheaply to his own friends, and then suddenly became so rich that he has been running to be president of Nigeria for how many times now? 3 times. And even with a wiki that is currently in control of the boss of River State for 8 years, who has so much money that his own accountant general had to run away from EFCC because they couldn't account for over 430 billion naira River State money. Atiku money still swallowed Wike's money. All these are part of those who are planning to represent you. So to the obedient, they are like, This guy has never collected a dime as a former governor. Not a dime. So selling point is not your typical politician. So when he attended the adoration camp, 2 people attended that adoration camp. One came to represent Bokwari in 2019. Another one came to represent Atifku. The one that came to represent Atifku was Peter Obi, Gregory Obi.
Brother, na one nwoke governor Genti. Ha ghọrọ ịghọrọ Chukwu aghụghọ. Nọrọ n'ihu ụmụ Chukwu a, gwa Chukwu ihe ị ga-emeri ya. Oh, yeah, it means you don't want to do anything for God. Yeah, but I wrong Father,
even put the straight to as a nigga, magazine project. I want to know about the project.
Okay, come to know Jokweta. My name here have a political statement.
Father, my mother made a political statement. Only of us here and Anambra said my PDP have never promised things and failed. I'm a fundamental Catholic. Even when I couldn't know can me. But my God.
You can promise say Mary here in Anambra. Praise the Lord. In your capacity and what God has done for you, Governor. Get money, okay, get money, get into here. God hates stinginess. Otherwise, again, article will fail. You can save your political destiny. 2019, election. Praise the living God. Ihe ga-eme nwanne nwoke na-eyi nwoke abịa bazaar ọma nwa ma ọjị. Geenụ ntị ama m ihe m na-akọ. Chere biko. Geenụ ntị.
That's him toasting Peter Obi. And that was 2019. But he's not the only one. No, this one is pastor. And I believe, say, the obedient don't give him the water, as they love to call it. We'll give you water, Maiyegun. Keep your mouth shut about Peter Obi. Wash your mouth, Maiyegun, for Peter Obi. You have not met the Buhari Danes on MaiyegunsDiary Politico. I left to remind you. There's, as they say, no matter how stubborn you be, no matter wherever you think you are, you no fit stubborn past a cow. You no fit stubborn past cow. Oh, the lagidi to malu. You want to see malu? The malu, stubborn malu. You will see the Buhari Danes, the Buhari Diderens, the Buhari Denotus, the Buhari Dijatus, the Buhari Shukus, the Ungoziaris, the Unekaris, the obedient fools, the sophisticated morons, the ombudsman slaves, the Lagos Abobakus, Oshogbo Alimajiris, the social media bandits, Facebook adsmen. They even have aunties and uncles abroad. And I have been surviving them. I have been teaching them. I have been healing them for the past 7 years. Obedient, you're going to be careful. They have all these mumadus, the Bele lecturers, the Mumu lecturers, their uncles and aunties abroad. And for 7 years, they couldn't off this mic. Now, una make una take them cool. Make una calm down. Because as it be, it can't be like saying at the same fight with the fight, or now they fight them differently. Now they lead. Because not be only me who go tell say make I dey careful. This guy, Devulu Mayi in Ebonyi, he was talking and he said, listen, this Peter Obi noise. Because people are like bullying everybody. If you're APC or PDP right now in Nigeria, on the street everywhere, no joke. Wait, make I show you one. Let me show you one. Not like they are taking it easy with anybody. Oh yeah, open this gate. Inside bus everywhere.
You want to vote Tinubu or Atiku? Suffer no dey do you. Suffer no dey tire you. I go ask you. You know they tire for suffer. You will hear suffer.
1 second.
You want to vote Tinubu or Atiku? Suffer no dey do you. Suffer no dey tire you. I go ask you. You know they tire for suffer. You will hear someone shouting party is supreme. Party is supreme. I used to be supporter of APC. But I can't be party is supreme. Nigeria is the agenda. The betterment of Nigeria is the agenda. No political party is above Nigeria. Nigeria is the main agenda. Saving Nigeria, making everything possible for Nigeria to work is the agenda. It's not party. It's not PDP or APC. It's Nigeria first. Until we put this in our mindset and remember that Nigeria is number one. We need to look for every means to save Nigeria first before every other political party or game. That's what I want to always tell each and every one of us. Make time, make your opportunity. Go there and get your PVC. Thank you very much. If anybody that want to go there, I will support you to get your PVC. I've always said that I'm going to try my own best, possible best to support everyone. Meet me. I'll look for a way for you to get your PVC.
You see, that's what I'm saying. You know, this one is not just online. When people tell you that, oh, Peter Obi are online, they are lying. The thing don't enter street. Maybe say, guys, you see, I have a lot of videos. Okay, I could put together for you just to show you what is going on out there. Today, the only thing that unites PDP and APC right now this Peter Obi, this no joko. Ebonyi governor sat down, he was talking and doing all of that. We are going to, reach 24 hours, Devulu said, no, I didn't say that, that's not what I said, but this is what he actually said. That prompted these young people and everywhere saying, you did this, it will show you. Now, waiting Devulu said be this, AIT.
We have to take this voter registration seriously. Make calls to your brothers and sisters outside Igbo land. Our population should be number one in the country. A time for action has come. It's not a time to be complaining. And let me tell you, let nobody come to tell you about the Igbo agenda. The agenda first we have is a Ebonyi agenda. When I hear me so, our party in Ebonyi is APC. It's not Labour Party. We will not vote for Labour Party. We will vote for APC. There is a party that is doing all these things for us. That's the party we vote for. Yes. The states that Labour Party has helped should vote for them. No be so? The agenda on board for Ebonyi State is Ebonyi State agenda. Now so you go to tell them when they come to tell you nonsense, ask them, did you vote for us? Una they hear me? Ask them, did you vote for us? Is it because na Ebonyi State? Do not look for our votes. Our votes belong to APC. Tinubu started with only one state and use it to liberate his people. We have to liberate ourselves from our brothers and sisters in Southeast. We need it.
Àbúrò fẹ́ bá tiẹ̀ jẹ́ níbo ló ti mọ̀ mí bó lè mi àti ẹ ti dàpọ̀ kí ló dé mi àti ẹ pọ̀.
Àbúrò fẹ́ bá ti Umahi jẹ́ ni. You know why I had to stop that video there when he said that Tinubu had one state to liberate his people. Yoruba people were in Okweru before ni. He's lying to his people, but he actually withdrew that statement too. He was referring to Peter Obi Labour Party. Do you get that now? That if they come to you Don't listen to them. Oh. Look at Tinubu. He had one state and he used it to liberate his people. They are watching me from Yoruba land right now. Are you liberated? Okay, you are batified. Aha, batified. You see them, oh, batified. Hello, we be to liberate. Oh. Tinubu liberated, Now the lies they tell them for that place be that. Ebony is APC. The guy is fighting for his own battle. So it can't be like say this whole Peter thing, Omo. They couldn't pay attention. Some people are already saying that since we have not broken up, since we have not this and that, they are going for it's going to be Peter B for them. That's the mistake you are making. Now that's one thing that many of you are not paying attention to. You are supporting Yoruba nation. You are supporting Biafra. And because you feel like, at least we have not, that we just supported Peter. But you know what you are doing? You are supporting something that pushed you to ask for Biafra, to ask for Yoruba nation. And you know what? The consolation you are getting? The consolation is that if to say Nigeria is working, nobody will say they want to break up. That is where you are wrong. But again, una go do what una go do. As for Clifford Oji, not Clifford Oji, Senator Oji, your former governor, Oji Uzokalu, almost for Nigeria to work. Since nobody won't give Igbo president this and all of that, Tinubu is a Muslim. He can choose another Muslim from anywhere, and the Muslim ticket doesn't matter because Tinubu's wife, she's a pastor. Remi Werekwe, pastor, Redeemed Church pastor. Listen to this, that is Oji Uzokalu, the man that was promoting the current rubber stamp Senate President Ahmed Lawan. Ahmed Lawan's story self don't get part 2. As he become presidential candidate, the guy will have to go back to his tomato business. Maybe he has to open a tomato factory. The man that Oji Uzokalu said is ready. You know, Oji Uzokalu himself is a presidential aspirant. He said he was ready to go and sweep and start sweeping and mopping the floor of us old rock for Lawan. Since Lawan don't jabber or Lawan don't lule, your brother no mind Muslim ticket. It's important since Tinubu's wife is a pastor.
Well, listen, do you want me to speak the truth?
Yes.
If I am enamored Bola Tinubu's situation, the wife is a senior pastor in a Pentecostal church, I will go Muslim ticket. The most important thing is for the party to win. It's not, we should stop all this rubbish about whether you put a Christian there. After all, if we win, already the wife is a pastor that have been living for over 40, 50 something years together. I've known them this far. So why do you want to blame about, she's already like a deputy president? If I'm to say, I'm a Catholic. I'm saying my opinion. This is Oji Carlos' opinion. You cannot deny me my opinion. But you can also play Christian ticket, depending on the scenario. Because if we don't play Muslim, we're in trouble. We will not win it will be most difficult to win the election. Because the only thing left for Ahmed Tinubu today is to play Muslim. I know that the church I go to, the Catholic secretary might condemn it, so it's not good to. What is wrong with Muslim ticket? I don't see anything. In my eye, there's nothing wrong with Christian ticket. Also, it depends on the condition. The condition we found ourselves today, that you cannot play two minorities. Tinubu is a minority Muslim from the south, and if you put a Christian from the north, is a minority Christian from the north. You cannot play two minorities. So it is difficult. No, listen. What I am telling you is sincerely from my mind. It's not the position of our party. This Oji Carlos position.
The Muslim ticket means that Tinubu is putting his faith too much in the hands of the north against his own south.
I'm not an as are they not Nigerians? Are they not Nigerians? No, I ask.
You see, me, I'm not here to ask you to argue Muslim. You know, I'm not interested in the election or whatever is the outcome of it. Because whatever happens in there, if you ever have that your charade, by the way, whatever comes out of it, you can look at me straight in the eyes right now. I am saying it to you, not because I be bad belly, because some of you are like, anybody who says anything otherwise is like, you are just jealous, you are bad belly, you don't want us to do anything and all of that. Well, you are going to be the loser still, because you know what? It is beyond going for an election, electing somebody, and then believing that they will come with the magic wand and then tell the northern Nigeria, okay, you know what, this is how we're going to do it. Or is he not going to continue the ritual of feeding the tiger, feeding the carnivorous animals from northern Nigeria so that they won't devour him? And while feeding these criminals, yeah, you would have to be starving of other things. And that's when you realize that, oh, this Nigeria, we don't take care. So whatever you do right now is an extension of what brought you to this point in the first place. But again, it doesn't look like anybody can actually advise you against it or stop you anymore. In fact, until you get to the point where the system comes after you by any means, then you bridge that or you stop. I don't think anything else would be able to take place in your art and all that. But everybody, they collect everywhere. The politicians themselves are arranging themselves, positioning themselves for what they believe will be the power sharing and all that. Everybody is pushing here and there. We are also going to continue to push to make those who need to know that, listen, it is the right things that it would have been the right thing to mobilize and group. In fact, collapse some of these agitations and all this awareness, all this, collapse them into a political movement, a political struggle. And then, once that, your idea and ideologies and all of that collapsed into a system that aligns with it, or a political movement that aligns with it. And then when you gain power, then you are going to address your own personal problems from individual problems or group problems. In the long run, you would expect that. But you can't do that where you have a rigged system. And I'll continue to say it, and I'll continue to remind you. But some of you always love to pretend that you are shocked where things will happen. When they happen, you pretend you are shocked. Hey, or some of you will be like, we knew now. We knew they would do it. We just thought that they wouldn't be able to. I'm saying it to you right now that they will give it everything. Everything. And then for people like us, we will also give it everything as well. Talking to those that should know. Don't waste your energy. Don't waste your time. It sounds so good. It feels so good. But it sounds so good to be true. And when it sounds too good to be true, then it is. Which means don't buy into it. Don't invest your energy in it. Don't invest your time in it. Save it for something else. And if you have to invest in it, be mindful of the consequences of that. So Peter Obi wants one Nigeria. You should remember that. I know many of you also want one Nigeria. And your one Nigeria is the same thing that you currently have right now. That's the same thing you're going to get. What many of you are championing is called personnel change. And for those who are smart enough, personnel change is not going to fix Nigeria. Okay? Start scrutinizing what they have to do, what they have to offer by being honest. If there's anyone that should be so honest right now should be so honest with all of you right now, it should be no other person than the Peter Obi. This is not like scrutinizing him and all of that. We are talking about taking advantage of the moment. There is a divided Nigeria, and there are so many reasons for that. But to so many of you, they don't matter now. Let us just go and contest. Let us just go and make somebody a president. That's not how it works. These whole things won't go away. If a person wants to fix a problem by any means, is actually honest with it, right? When you make your first statement, let it come with the obvious difference that should be addressed, and that is Nigeria should not be fused together as it is right now and then expect any development or any progress. If you continue to project and promote this one fraudulent Nigeria, then with the idea of Einstein and all of that, you are a con man, you are a con woman that is not being so honest. At least you should be honest with whatever you are offering. And that's something that people like us who critically knows the reason why Nigeria is what Nigeria is today are saying. Any honest politician, which there is none, there's no honest politician. Any honest politicians will begin to talk about the structural differences, because that is where the problem lies. Somebody said that Peter Obi said he's going to remodel the constitution. How? At least Boko Haram told you that I was going to end the Boko Haram in 3 months. He didn't tell you how, because you didn't ask. Many of you are not interested. You just want to be interested in whatever they have to say, and they will tell you everything you want to hear. But people like us are always going to ask the right questions. Elections won't solve Nigeria problem. What happened to these structural differences, which makes it completely impossible for us to live with our killers as the current system is promoting it. It is completely impossible. It is unheard of for us to allow killers to continue to live among us simply because of the tribe that they claim to represent. Honestly speaking, somebody should come out and highlight how we are going to have to deal with this if they claim to be talking about Nigeria. But you know what? Every one of them are going to be very, very careful of what they say, including Peter Obi himself, because they don't want to offend some certain people. Why? Because those are the owners of Nigeria, right? And it is going to be the same thing before they gain the power, even after they gain it. So to me, when you join them in promoting election and all of that, always have to be at the back of your mind that apart from the emotional roller coaster that you're going to get yourself into, the journey, the fun, and the rest of that, if you're not asking the right questions, you are going to be the commodity. You are the commodity. You are going to be the loser. But if winning means just change of personnel, or if it is, let's start from somewhere, Maiyegun. If that is your own method, okay, fine. All the best. But as we speak right now, it is now like a pandemic. How many of you remember the corona pandemic? The way I see the rage and anger in every one of those obedient, online, offline, this is the image that always comes to my mind. You remember this image from Jos in 2020? Remember?
See what's going on. People just struggling to find what to eat. People struggling to survive. See what the government has turned us into. Just imagine. Tons of bags of food, but yeah, they couldn't share it, man. Selfish, greedy.
Politicians. So the part of that is part of the anger, the rage, and all of that. And as it is right now, Peter Obi, they carry them, they go. I actually had a song I picked up earlier where people were dancing, to that. So wherever he is taking them, they are willing to go with him. I'm just asking you, don't make it a blind follow. Now, blind follow. We want this, change of personnel, we'll do this, we'll do that. Makes many people never to ask critical questions. You can have electricity, you can have good hospitals, we can have the best schools, we can have the best, programs that covers our own people right there in Yoruba land, every part of every part of Nigeria, where everybody can actually handle their own affair. Policy is what will do it. But there is a reason why they made it so, why it is not going to be like that as we wish. Policy. So somebody should be honest enough and tell us how they want to do that. And then, people like us can say, oh yeah, that sounds good. But we know they won't be able to. They will have to be very careful. Even you, the obedient, and the rest of you, as mad as some of you are, as crazy as you claim to be, some of you are still pretty much like, some areas where you don't want to touch because there are some areas you don't want your man to touch. Because according to you, it must be very, very, even you are praying that Kwakwanso, and the Shinkafi, they should come and become Obi's deputy so that he can help you boost whatever you are permitting. You know what? You are asking for the same Nigeria, so which means it's going to end in the same thing. But we are going to be here to see it. Even if you are going to end the hegemony of these two to start with, that's a win for you. And as Obi said, as many of you have said as well, it is always good to it's always good to lose doing the right thing than to win doing the wrong thing. But time will tell. I want to take calls just before I go. Okay, I'll take a few calls and then we'll call it a night. But before I do that, you can still like this video. like it, share it, subscribe onto MaiyegunsDiary Politico if you haven't. And when I get back, I'll start taking field calls, okay? So I will be back. Hello there.
Maiyegun Baba.
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm so happy. Maybe we can get through Lenny. You know, this Oluwaseun. Yeah, this Oluwaseun. I did it from Texas, Dallas.
It's been a long time. So I did do you from. You know, it's been a long time.
Yeah, I've been trying. Now,
yes,
quick ones. Number one, though, I want to ask one question.
Yes,
only Square. Ṣé ọmọ ilé ṣòwò rẹ kọ mú rí yẹn ni àbí because mo rò wípé lè ti Sunday kò ní yẹn àbí.
Olórin yẹn àwọn tíìmù ṣòwò rẹ ni wọn pé méjì.
Okay, I now understand. That is that. Number two.
Yes, sir.
When Odinjo Kalu was talking, something caught my attention. So that I'm sure about Tinubu. Only Tinubu is a minority compared. Did you catch that?
Because Atiman saw our Southern Muslim as real Muslim, but me only judge. I'm with you, sir.
No. Did you hear that? He said it's a minority. How can you call me a minority in my own country?
You are, if you are a Muslim from South.
In my own nation, how can you call me a minority? That word is very
unacceptable. I know, but it is what it is. One Nigeria.
Now, I want to appeal to the younger ones because I met somebody to say Tinubu is a good man. He knew somebody that when that person's father died, the person now went and paid Tinubu. Tinubu now gave the person 4 million. So Tinubu, I now told the man is in his 50. So I now told him, we are tired. Money, you are in America. Money, you will. So if my mama die now, do I have to come and beg anybody to give me money? That everybody, okay, why do we enjoy America? Why do we enjoy Western world? Because we are independent. You don't need anybody, sir. I don't need anybody. I don't need pastor. I don't need my uncle.
To go and say,
you don't fucking need it.
Not in that manner. We all need somebody, but it's not in the manner of, sir, please, I need to pay my children's school fees. It's running outside. They'll be like, why don't you just, you know, tell the government that, you know, like, you don't need politicians, you don't need anybody to give you anything.
You don't need anybody to give you anything. Because you can plan for your life that, okay, I need to work for 3 months. It's okay, bye. I'll be able to say, you can plan it. Address any younger ones. Please, I just want to appeal to the younger ones. See that this thing we are saying, it should benefit you the more. Don't you know if you have our nation, can you just imagine the opportunities that are abound? Do you know the opportunities abound? Why are you following these people? They don't care about you. They don't give a fuck.
They don't.
They don't know you.
They don't. And they don't care.
Why would they have a nation and their own children, their own family is not even there. Their children are not still there. When they are sick, they don't get their medicals there. We see them all around there. We see their families there.
Tinubu. Benga Daniel's children, they are British. Amosun's children, they are British. Bukola Saraki's children,
I'm telling you.
Buhari's children, they are British.
They are British.
All of us are fighting British passport here, by citizenship here, but they go back to Nigeria to scavenge. I mean,
that place is a business center now. So this is a business center. And finally,
yes, sir.
I want you to do a special program for our pastors. Adeboye, boy, those are the spiritual criminals that we have. Do you know, even me too, before I came to America, I used to follow those people. I thought, especially, let me be specific. Especially, you know, Pastor Adeboye.
Yeah.
Until I came to this place, I discovered that these people are not being truthful. He is the one that taught me. Are you getting my point? And the Bible says that the righteous man is as bold as a lion.
Yes.
Why are you not talking? And you see what is going on in the country, and you kept quiet.
Because they speak in parable.
I'm a disguise.
Yes, sir.
I want to know a lot of Nigerians.
Notice in the last 7 years, majority of all these pastors and the rest, year in, year out, they have been reducing their confident prophecies. Like, it's going to be like that. They have been now like reducing them, like they are disguised, because
you get
to say, shut up your mouth, John. We don't want to listen to all
your you get now. Before I left that time, somebody bought private jet for him. Somebody did this, somebody did that. Until I now discovered that it's not even about buying the private jet. It is about maintenance. Where are they getting money to maintain all those jets that they bought?
They say, remember the church and they were lying. Why were people lying in the name of God? Men of God, all these Jews and the rest of them, they use their church money to buy private jets. But they told their congregation that they told them that a member, a faceless member, unknown member of their church bought the planes for them. Then who is maintaining them? This unknown member.
Who is
government too. The money is coming from government too. Rob my back, I rob your back. I'm going to do something on it too. You know, they don't like.
Please, they are working together. I want to family, because God will do it. We need to pray to God. We need to pray to God. Somebody can praise alone. Some praise alone. And look at where we are. God bless you, Maiyegun. Continue your good job.
Thank you very much for being part of it as well tonight. So let's continue. I have another call on the line. Hello there.
Hello?
Oh, hello, sir.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Yes, sir.
Kazim ló sọ̀rọ̀ láti Canada.
KZ, láti Canada.
Exactly.
How are you, sir? You're alive or you're alive?
I'm fine,
right now.
I'm fine.
Everybody can hear you.
I know.
Go for it.
Yeah. I just want to speak about the set of politicians that we have in the South. I'm telling you, most of those guys, They are not intelligent. They don't do critical thinking at all.
No.
Did you notice the way this guy was looking on the day to launch a primary one? Why?
Yeah, I saw that.
Do you notice any excitement in him?
No really impression. He wasn't really impressed or amused. I mean, I have the faces. I forgot to put out. I could have shown you right now. Yes, I do have all those meme faces.
That man is handing over a dead party to the South. Election is coming next year. You know how many Nigerians that are in the dens of kidnappers? Students are at home. Schools are closed. Nothing is happening.
Make I help you.
If it's somebody that
is going to be
if there is somebody that is actually interested in his party, I'm telling you, he will have used 2023 election to release Nnamdi Kanu to gain more votes.
He's not interested. He continues to.
He's not interested because he never had intention of handing over the North. They never had intention of handing over to the South. I'm telling you.
I mean, everything happening around us today, sir. Everything happening around Nigeria today.
Nothing is moving.
By law, they can't conduct election until the security says they have cleared all those areas and they can now conduct. Meanwhile, sir, 2/3 of northern Nigeria.
Even if they should conduct that election, I'm telling you, it's only an abnormal Nigerian that will go to a polling booth and vote for APC. With the way this present government is running that country, that guy is going back to Daura, or where did he came from? With APC, he has killed that party. An election that how much did he buy? Did he bought his own presidential form?
25 million.
That they are selling a form for how many candidates in the South for 100 million naira each.
100 million.
Do you know how many people that have been kidnapped in the railway this thing in Kaduna? Ordinary 2 forms will release all those people. He's not talking about it. No. Nothing is happening in the country, and we have some southern politicians running around doling out money like election is coming next year. I'm telling you, majority of them are going to lose. Majority of all those APC candidates, a whole lot of them are going to lose.
Conducted now. APC don't do election.
That is if.
They don't conduct elections. But they just want to say it's like a ritual. Oh yeah, everybody come out. Let's say we want to vote. PDP will take some. And then they will write to the rest and declare themselves.
Maiyegun, I'm telling you, if that election should happen, a lot of Nigerians are determined right now. They are going to vote. They are going to vote and they are going to protect their vote because a lot of people are just fed up.
Have you seen from Canada so far? Like as I said that we shouldn't deny what is going on out there. Have you seen that OB movement for real and what they are doing too yourself?
Everybody is just talking about him. I just wish that even all the people that we have in the South, they should just hands their tools down and support that guy. Let it just be between him and Politico. Because we, the Yorubas, for now, I think we just need to come back in and do a whole lot of this thing, flushing. We need to change a whole lot of the people that we present as leaders. We don't have now. You understand? You see how these guys they are shouting OB, OB, OB. How many of the Southwest people can we present that somebody like OB that is within us? None. All our leaders are Jekujijera. They are all criminals. They are all wicked and callous people. And I tell you the other time, those guys in the North, they know how to play our card.
Amen.
and they are playing it, and nobody is saying it.
And it's like we are, for all this election as we speak right now. To me, if you look at how the whole thing is balanced up now, Tinubu is from the south, Obi is from the south, Atiku is from the north. Is the only one from the north right now, except Kwakwanso. And Kwakwanso can collapse his own structure for PDP.
It's gonna collapse. It's gonna collapse at the last minute.
Which means that South is eventually, again.
We're gonna have a divided vote here. A lot of Southwest are not gonna vote for APC.
No.
But even with that, we're all gonna have a divided vote here. And if cares is not taken, that thing is going back to the north. And after then, we are all gonna look like a bad loser. That is when everybody will come back and start shouting like
the election. We are gonna be bad losers. That's why I'm like, please be part of it now.
Yeah. We are all gonna look like a bad loser. That's when everybody will start looking back like where did we drop Biafra? Where did we drop Yoruba Nation? We want to start again.
You thought you are going to get
you understand?
Because you thought you are going to get Tinubu. So you drop this,
why can't we just focus on one? Yeah, why can't we just focus on one and push it to the end?
Okay.
And push it to the end. Just look at the look of that man that day. I was looking at him. That guy, he knew a G. And whatever he has is no good. I'm telling you.
Do you see how he was just there doing like unimpressed? Unimpressed.
Very, very unimpressed. You saw the energy when Tinubu was promoting him now in 2015. Where is his own energy now?
No, none. Because
he's not just doing anything. He doesn't care about next year.
They said it was last minute. They had done with Tinubu, but it was last minute. Somehow, maybe when they felt like, you know what's the stress, It's actually a dying party anyway. It doesn't take us anything for all of us to switch to another one when Buhari is gone. Just give it to them at that last minute. Now, they are the ones who are now pushing Muslim tickets as we speak. And they know that we never sell in the south. And in northern Nigeria, Tinubu is not seen as a real Muslim. So where else is that energy coming from for a Yoruba person who wants Tinubu to be president?
The issue of religion. I was born a Muslim, but I went to a Catholic school from primary to secondary school. I had no issues. Most of my friends are Christian. The issue of religion to me is secondary. The primary issue is performance.
That's right.
The primary issue is performance. A year to an election, you see how most politicians will be running around as if they are doing something. This one is not even pretending, he's not doing anything. Go and do your work. Because he doesn't care if you win or lose. But I'm telling you, he's planning for the failure of that party. And I'm telling you, after 2023, they're going to retire APC. The party is dead. Because he killed the party. He just wants to come, use the party, and destroy the bridge for any other person that is coming.
Now he's destroyed the country completely, divided it beyond something that Sir, let me take another one again before we call it.
All right, I appreciate, man. Thanks,
All right, sir. So I have another caller on the line. Here we go. Hello, sir. Hello there. Some people call in and they will still continue to listen to the program on the TV, waiting for their voice.
Hello, Maiyegun General.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, this Prince Jejeman, Maiyegun General.
The Prince Jejeman. How are you? Long time.
Yeah, I'm fine. Are you, Maiyegun?
I am very well.
Maiyegun, thank you so much for the wonderful work you are doing. Honestly,
thank you for joining me.
You are saving lives. You know, we feel you every day. Honestly.
Thanks, man.
You see, Maiyegun, you know, this were a week as you used to call him. that Obi Go massacre man. You know, he said something. He said that Nigeria are mad people, and he's a madman. He's like him that can also change the psyche of Nigerians. You get what I mean? That was what he said before Tambuwa. Tambuwa, his husband, slap him front and back.
I know.
So you see, Maiyegun, what are our obedient and wahala? I'm calling them. What they don't know is this. You see, this Fulani, they're terrorists in Aare. They position themselves in all parts of Nigeria. From the grassroots to all the way to Aare.
Inside police or inside court or inside the army or DSS or even your medical board or your whatever, anything, they are everywhere. Agency, parastatals, and all of that. NNPC everywhere. And the sad thing is this, they wrecked everywhere. Everything they touched turned to dust. There's no institution in Nigeria anymore that you can say, oh yeah, let us go to that one, is reliable. They ruined everything. I don't want to be part of that anymore, man.
You see, the reason why is because they are marauders. They are marauders. They don't believe in Nigerians. They don't even take Nigeria as their country. It's we that are deceiving ourselves from the south as saying one Nigeria, one Nigeria. They look at us as mad people. Every one of us. You get what I mean?
I mean, they call us infidel anyway. We are infidel. So we are people who are not worthy. If we are alive, it's because they are being gracious to us. They just want us to be alive. That's why we are still alive. You know that as infidels.
Exactly.
I don't want to
Do you see that?
I don't want to.
It's madness. Do you see Tanko? Do you see Tanko? Tanko technicality. Tanko technicality. That one that installed the man from the fourth position. I made him number one. They also did him by the gorilla of Imo State. They are obedient and Obi Wahala's youth that did not ask their forefather who that Nigeria killed, how Nigeria killed them. They do not know that at the end of the day, it will end in the hand of that Tanko that doesn't even know how to write his name. You understand? And when you say Tanko judgment is not enough, you come out on the street. They do not remember the answers, how many of them they killed, and take away their bodies today. The soldier, they are soldiers.
Nigeria is a place that they will kill you. Military will kill you, and they will take your bodies away. They will take the bodies away. The two people they killed inside the Igbo's house, do you know that they are still keeping the bodies right now?
Unbelievable.
What kind of a country is that, man?
It's not a country. Nigeria is not a country. You know the worst thing is that you will keep forgetting. Danjuma said that the military are colluding. He said the military are colluding. The military are colluding with the terrorists in the forest that all over Nigeria now they are in the forest. And we are rushing, our youth are rushing to go and look for their PVC. The same military that you call Nigerian military, which is not for you. The military has been polluted. The repentant terrorists are in the military, are in the police, are in the DSS. They are all over. They are the one that you call. That's why Nigeria is no longer for you. This Obi Wahala youth, they don't understand. What killed their forefather?
Yeah, President Jeba, I asked people, I said, you can blame everybody for what is going on and shield your own criminal politicians in a way, but there are some things that you cannot deny for too long. Do you know that when this Peter Obi first started, the first people who said that, oh, no election, the IPOB and the rest, this Peter Obi, PDP boys, then Peter Obi hasn't left PDP. They said everything going on in Eastern Nigeria should be blamed on the IPOB. When was the last time you heard anybody blame IPOB in Eastern Nigeria, by the way, Prince? When was the last time you heard anything?
No, all those ones have faded away. Now it's Peter Obi.
But they are coming back. No, all of that is still coming back. You know why it's going to come back? Because the PDP boys who felt like Eastern Nigeria is the base of the PDP and IPOB is a threat. Election is coming. Peter Obi is part of them. Then they quickly switched to IPOB to blame them for everything. But immediately Peter Obi left, they were divided. Some of them still waited in PDP. Some of them left with Labour Party. As we are talking right now, now themselves, then they tear apart now. Nobody's touching IPOB again. There is no gunman here and there. Soludo said something about that this evening. I'm going to play that after your call. Sorry, I just remember that I should chip that in. But again, continue.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. See, Maiyegun, what our people, Yoruba Nation, if you saw, I was at the Yoruba Nation rally in London on 12th of June. If you see crowd, you go run away. I'm telling you, what our people are going for now is for our nation, Biafra and Oduduwa nation. And they must live in Nandekan. As long as they go to Nandekan, that election will not work. It will never work. No. Because Nandekan is the fragment. Is the thing that we destroy in the fragment of Buhari and co. As they are trying to patch, are trying to manage their life, it will keep on breaking. It will keep on exposure. The exposure will continue going. And they can never hide anything. You understand? Until
we have the impression that except for what my last caller said, that Buhari is intentionally just want to create that war, that wahala. It doesn't care if APC win or lose anymore. He's gotten what he wanted to get and all of that. Yeah. There is a part of the plot to have Nnamdi Kanu released before the election. Okay. But as it is right now, with these choices from all these political parties and the rest of them, it doesn't look like Buhari will do that easily without further pressure, as I know are mounting as well. So yeah, releasing Nnamdi Kanu can actually be a twist too, because it's also in the pipeline. We have been told, Prince.
My good general, thank you for the good work. Let me give other people time to call. Yeah,
Prince.
God bless you so much.
You too.
God bless you.
See you next week as well in Glasgow. Stay safe, Baba.
Congratulations in advance. God bless you.
Thank you so much. I have somebody here again as well. Hello there. Hello.
Hey, Maiyegun.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Good. So great to get through today.
I'm glad that you got through. So you are live. Everybody can actually hear you right now. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Let me use this opportunity to say congratulations.
Thank you.
To your new baby doll.
Thank you very much, sir.
Maiyegun, I appreciate your analysis. You know, one thing I like about you is your decorum while analyzing is very, very okay for me. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you for your articulation and all that. I will make it very brief.
Please.
For the pastors and all that, my brother, you know, the other time you call Mbaka a charlatan, and I said I like that adjective.
I remember.
Because, you know, these guys, they have tried to deceive us for too long.
So long.
Look, I'm a preacher, but you see, I have come out of that realm where people come and stand on the pulpit and say whatever they think and they put it in the corridor of God. I'm a Catholic and a preacher. I love Father Mbaka and I will say that I appreciate him so much. But you see, when people make some very funny utterances, I just keep it to them because that's his mouth. He's entitled to say whatever he feels. I don't support election.
Is somebody that kind of do also realize when he knows that I don't mess up. By this time tomorrow, because I actually have a video here where he apologized to Peter Obi the day after that video, the first one in 2019. And this new one that he just made, he may wake up tomorrow and be like, man, I shouldn't have said that true, man. Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm so I get what you mean. But continue, sir.
Yeah, you're very right. He will realize. By now, he has already realized it. Because, you know, when you allow your exuberance and all that euphorism to make you go out of what you should be, because there's nothing warrants such comments. Whether you support him or you don't support him, it doesn't make any sense. But that's by the way. You know, why I start with all these men of God. When I look at Nigerians, Nigerians are being traumatized by all sides. They are like a girl raped by all sides. The politicians are traumatizing the people, weaponizing the people with whatever they can. The preachers, both the imam and the pastors and the other,
who says they are hearing from
they
God.
honestly, they are also traumatizing the same people. When I look at it, and Nigerians have become victims to the point that they are almost left with no choice. Because when you listen to some people make some comments, you just cannot but laugh at them. Look at, for example, the one they call Bishop Oyedepo. I don't want to insult anybody, but let's truth be said.
Go for it.
He made some comments after the Owo massacre. He made some comments, and they said if they don't catch them, he's not caught by God or something. Some people are flying such comments on the social media, and I saw some places they say, "Oh, they have caught them." A man of God prophesied, and I told myself, how Nigerians are traumatized. Okay, since he's such a powerful man of God, now whatever he says happened. Between that our massacre and today, how many massacres have been carried out in Nigeria? Why can't he now prophesy? Let them go and catch those people.
But we are getting to know that it's all lies. And gradually, they are losing their relevance too. People are beginning to say, shut up. First, people they are not scared of them anymore. Because you can tell. You're just lying, Joe. Because they know that.
My brother, that is just the truth. Forget about some of these people. Like somebody said earlier, somebody said something very important. The Bible says the righteous is as bold as a lion. How can somebody of their capacity be in a country where this kind of thing is happening, and they want to convince me they are representing Jesus? No, not the Jesus I know.
No.
One thing I know Jesus for in his own time was he was a thorn on the powers that be. That was the main reason why they crucified him. He was the very big challenger of the political powers of then, the religious powers of then. But today, they want us to believe that they hear from God, they represent Jesus. And none of them, even Oyedepo in all he claims to be, cannot even look at the Fulani in their eyes and say things straight. Anyone that want to talk, want to paint it and make it look.
You know what I mean? Be politically correct, and they will make it so vague that you will be the one to say, I think now Buhari is talking about. No, it's not Buhari.
My brother.
I think it's Abdusalami Abubakar. And that message is for Tinubu. You will be the one to start trying to find a meaning for it. And they say, please don't quote me, like Adeboye will say. Please don't quote me, because they are not as bold as they claim.
Imagine, just imagine that, my brother. A man of that age, you are still talking like a kid. But be that as it may.
Bros, poverty now your mates. Person will be saying, none of us get a history. You can't make them because they can't say, they will take everything away from you overnight. So, shape poverty now your mates. Even if you are a billionaire, if they tell you that this country, as you reach billion now so you go become nothing if they come for you. But even if you are a man of God, you go reason them now. Poverty not be anybody's mate. Trust me.
Yeah, you're right. That's it.
Sad.
They have
it is sad as well
everything.
It is duplicitous. It is manipulative.
Yeah.
Because people want to look forward to you and say, this is our Father in the Lord. If he says move, we will move. If he says jump, we will jump. If he says swim, we will swim. Or it's pretty much not what he claims to be, because he is also a coward who doesn't want to lose that privilege by speaking lie to power. We are getting there, so honestly. People are beginning to
say, we are getting there. We are. I encourage you, my brother. Let's push on.
We will.
We are getting there because whether they want to listen or not, they will still fall back to that. It's not about whether you like. There is no other option. The option is what I call 2R is the solution to this problem. 2R. They must embrace one. One is revolution. The other one is referendum. Any other thing outside these 2R, my brother, cannot work. You can't use fraud to solve fraud.
No.
The system is fraudulent. You cannot solve that fraudulent system by using fraudulent means. You cannot.
By creating some,
you cannot.
Some dubious means and say, don't worry, we'll fix it with this, ignoring the obvious. Not even when all of us are beginning to, we have now found out what is the obvious problem with Nigeria. Nobody can just pull wool over our eyes and say, we understand, but let's do this one first. Alaye, no, we are not doing that first. Go and do it alone.
Let me tell you something, my brother, and I summarize with that. You see, I read something in one of the Nigerian newspapers today. I read something where they said something, they captioned it in a very funny way. Ojo's Okalo constituent disown him over his Muslim ticket. They will not support me. I laughed so hard. I told myself and anybody that cares, I said, these people, Nigerians are so stupid.
Honestly.
They are talking as if that their vote is what made us Okalo senator. These are things you said, like in a place like America, in UK, and some other European, Canada, where you have election. You don't have election in Nigeria. What we have is not democracy. For me, is selectocracy. They select whoever they want. It's not a democracy.
I even get a name for Ramo. I called it dictatorial democracy, which means, you pretend to be like this is a democracy, but behind the scene, they dictate how you are going to participate in that democracy. That is not your own making. That is not by your own choosing. They write the rules. You just have to follow it. Then somehow, you want to beat them in the game that they set the rules. I would love to see that, honestly.
Do you know what is so amazing? I've been calling you. I've been calling you for days to tell you this story. Just give me 1 minute. I was speaking with somebody. I was speaking with somebody over this P2B issue before he joins Labour Party. This person, I have not spoken to him since I left Nigeria how many years ago. But I saw something he posted on his social media platform on Facebook, talking so much about P2B and how everybody should try to vote P2B. I said, this guy is like P2B fan. So luckily, I got him online and I called him. I said, sorry that I've not spoken to you for a long time. I have something I want to ask you. He said, okay. I said, I read what you wrote on your page. It's like you are supporting P2B. He said, yes. I said, please, I don't mean to persuade you to change your mind. I don't want to talk to you so that you can stop supporting P2B. But I just have one question that is troubling me. So can you help me solve that question? He said, what is it? I said, okay. Can you please tell me how P2B will solve the problem of Nigeria? Let me give you examples of the problem. One, Nigeria is not suffering from just insecurity. Nigeria is suffering from government-sponsored insecurity.
Yes.
How will P2B solve that problem? Government-sponsored terrorism. Government-sponsored banditry.
This one is different from terrorism just springing up in a part of the country. Government-sponsored terrorism. How do you, in Yoruba, you know what they say in Yoruba? On shemi, on gbami. Báwo la ṣe ń dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹni tó ń ṣe ni tó ń gbani. Loosely translated as you are doing me, and at the same time you are offering me solution. How do I say thank you to the same person that is behind my travail, behind my trouble, behind my problems? And at the same time, the same person is offering me solution, helping me, promising to, how do I say thank you?
That's it.
So, government-sponsored terrorism, how do you defeat that? That means you have to defeat the government, defeat the system, before you can defeat the terrorism. Then how? Tell us how.
Yeah.
PVC.
Yeah, that's what I asked him. Tell me how P2B will solve. That is number one question. Number two, how will P2B solve the religious ethnic sentiments in Nigeria? Deborah is the case study. How will P2B solve the problem like that? How will P2B solve this idea of you are Igbo, you are Yoruba, you are Hausa, and how will P2B
or we are just going to
just
wake up one day and say, no, it doesn't matter anymore, Jare. We are just one Nigeria. Tell us how. We want to see
Tell us how you will. These are the things confronting Nigeria. You don't just tell us economy. You are talking about economy. How would you solve that economy? The problems of Nigeria are self-made, like you have rightly analyzed.
Yes.
They are deliberately allowed to be there. The power failure in Nigeria and the electricity failure is a deliberate thing.
Yes.
Now, in the National Assembly, the Fulani have restructured everything to favor them. Every bill you bring in that National Assembly must have the endorsement of the
majority. If it doesn't, forget it. It's as simple as
any bill you bring in that house must have the endorsement and favoritism of the Northerners for you to pass it. How will people solve all those problems?
Guess what? They don't do that support based on party. They do it based on a block from Northern Nigeria. Have you ever heard anywhere that APC supporter, APC voter, APC legislators in the National Assembly are asking for something? Then PDP senators from that same Northern Nigeria rose up and say, no, push it down. Have you ever seen anything like that? It has always been the North and the South, no be so, in the National Assembly.
Maiyegun, I agree with you. I told you I'm a preacher. I borrowed your statement last couple of days ago.
Right.
That statement you made was a very familiar statement for me. When you said that the Northerners don't have a political party. Their political party is be a Muslim and be a Northerner. And you are 100% right. You see what they are doing, whether they are simply fronting Atiku, and they don't care.
No.
Losing, APC losing. As long as he's a Muslim, as long as he's a Fulani, that's all they're interested. Do you know what I'm going to summarize with?
Please.
What I'm summarizing today's course with is this. This guy they call Sheikh Husani, somebody made a statement and said nobody from Northern Nigeria is a good activist. And I doubted it, but later I begin to realize that. You see that guy called Sheikh Husani, I used to respect him. Yes, I used to respect his contributions, the way he's objective and all that. But these people are all the same. Forget about them. Right. They are all the same when it comes to Fulani and Muslim. Do you know why I say that? Two reasons I said they are not genuine. One, the same Sheikh Husani, before they did the primary of PDP, APC, Sheikh Husani tweeted, and he said the APC should try to, look at that, this is a PDP man. He said APC should try to present a Southern
candidate,
flag bearer. You remember that tweet? This man,
and people were asking him, they said, but you are a PDP. You have chosen Atiku. He's not a Southerner. Why are you not saying something like that? I remember.
God bless you, my brother. God bless you. How do you want me to say that person is honest? You are a PDP person. Will Sheikh Husani vote PDP on that voting day? You see how hypocritical they are.
Make I tell you one thing. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. You see, on the eve of that APC primaries, go on to Sheikh Husani's Twitter. He also tweeted, he said, these people just don't like Ashiwaju, but they just don't need to disgrace him like this as they are planning to. Before things changed that night, he tweeted that. He said, because they've told him, they were like, you know what I mean? He said, I know that they just don't like him. The tweet is, they said, they just don't like Tinubu, but they don't need to disgrace him as they plan to do tonight. Do you get that now? Before things changed. Remember, this is after APC should zone and give their ticket to a southerner. Which you said earlier, even after PDP that he belonged to already gave it to Atiku, a northerner, Fulani northerner. I am with you. Well, I'm going to take
my brother. We
call,
need
okay?
to continue. We need to continue our agitation.
We will.
They will still fall back. Like I told you, the person I spoke with. Do you know what made me want to tell you this? Is that I want to encourage us that are in this struggle. Do you know this guy is a very well-read and learned person? After that discussion I had with him, do you know what he said that was so interesting to me? I told him, I gave him the permutation. I said, for this, P2B will not win. He's a good man. I don't have anything against him. No. But the Nigerian structure cannot let P2B win.
Yeah, that's what we are telling them, boy. Again.
Do you know what he told me? He told me something that interested me. He said, I know. We know that he will not win. But let us just try our option. I said, that is the problem I have with you and this stupid Ohaneze and all of you. The same energy you are using to
down the road. Why would you do that? Every 4 years in somebody's life, it's not a joke.
I mean, you know that he's going to lose. The same energy you are using to do this thing, you already know you are going to fail. Why not use that same energy and do something that will profit you by supporting Biafra and the Yoruba nation agitation? Leave this thing you know that is going to fail. Why would you be doing something that you know already that will fail? I don't know how crazy people are.
Let me take one more call and call it a night. My time is so
much.
But I'm so happy I spoke to you anyway tonight. Okay, you have a good one, sir. Okay.
Thank you so much.
One. Yeah. So I am going to take one last call and we're going to call it a night. Okay.
Let's
see. Hello there.
Maiyegun.
Yes, sir.
Big brother, how you doing? How's the new one? All out, yes, JG.
This guy. People have missed you. You are our old CIA, FBI. You are going to be my last caller tonight. So please make it.
A lot of things are happening. I've been trying to call anyway. I get through sometimes, but I have to give people a chance and be in this mood. Yeah.
Go on, JJ.
So, brother, you know I'm a student of history. And I will take you to some histories that we don't need to forget. Do you remember the president of Niger?
Is that the former one? Where it's like, did they kill him or they kicked him out? But yeah, I remember the president.
No. They kicked him out or they killed him. I think it's his son that is in the
okay, they killed him. Is that not the coup then, isn't it?
Yeah. That coup, do you know the reason why they killed him?
Oh, sorry, I think it's the child they killed. Though. I'm mixing them up.
He crossed border to come and kill Boko Haram in our border.
I remember. But that one is the Chad now, JJ, the one that crossed our border and chased Boko Haram and Taborono. And in
it's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I remember him. He's Chad.
It's the one that they removed. Yeah.
Chad.
Is it the one they removed,
No, the one from Chad is the one that
is the one that died.
All these people say the same. I beg. You know what, JJ? Just tell me what you want to tell me. Because I'm beginning to mix them up. Because I remember that there's a coup in Chad. They said Niger, Chad, the president who crossed our border, but I'm not sure if it's that of Niger.
In Niger or Niger. Maybe Chad or Niger or Chad. Yeah, one of them.
Right now.
Yeah, Idris something. Idris. I remember the name. Yes, Idris. What I want to tell you, the guy died. Do you know the reason why he died?
Tell us.
You don't know. Now I will tell you something. You remember I always say playbook. The owner of the playbook is what they are playing now. If some of Fulani can listen to this thing I want to tell them, maybe some of them will pick some interest in changing the mind of their others who are trying to bring calamity to them. Because Fulani, they are on their edge of collapse. All of them will be ruined with what they are trying to do. Now, that guy crossed. The moment he crossed, he didn't stay up to 1 year or 6 months when the coup started, if you remember.
Before they killed him, yeah, now.
You know the reason why? Because of what he came to Nigeria to do. That's number one. Hold it. Hold that one. Then the second one, do you remember Abba Kyari, former chief of staff, that they say he was died because of COVID? It's Fulani themselves that killed him. Same playbook that killed Idris of Chad, killed Abba Kyari. Now, Issa Funtua was part, Abba Kyari, Issa Funtua, Mama Daura was part of the people that nominate Buhari during their negotiation of APC, Ebekebe. Which is why Tinubu was saying I brought him. Because according to the information, it's Abba Kyari and Issa Funtua that say they should put Buhari there. Even though the others don't like him. Now, the man who was witnessed the agreement between Tinubu and Buhari, the first eliminating, that will tell you there's a plan. They killed that man. Issa Funtua win. Mama Daura, they say they fly and come London. Why did he die? Up to today, they don't tell us whether he died. He no die.
We know here from.
Do you remember? Do you know what is happening? That will tell you that these people have an agenda and they plan a lot of things. Though people who can sacrifice their own blood. If you don't use a bad charm spell on your mother's children, your father's children will not run away. This is something. Now, where he consigned Fulani that I want them to listen to. Now, Buhari is the strongest man. And El Rufaya, who invited them to come to Nigeria to come and overtake, to come and kill the
come back in. All Fulanis come back. I traveled everywhere. I told all the Fulanis they can come back now. Their brother is in power.
With who have been the minister of mineral resources, who have surveyed all the resources in all the across the nation and give it to Fulani. So they now think they can overtake everybody. Brother, I've told you this thing before that. Once Buhari collapses, all the Fulani will collapse with him.
So they are the tail end. Right?
And if Buhari don't collapse, if he manage to escape through that door, and the Fulani start the war they're looking for, brother, all of them will perish because first, across all the Africa, all the territory that they've passed, people who owns those countries are now waking up, realizing what they are doing, the damages they have caused. Now, when we start pursuing them from Yoruba and Igbo start pursuing them, and the rest of the country wake up, there will be nowhere to start to escape route for them. So leave them in that way. Now, let us come back to our brother, Uncle Bola.
Which of them?
Uncle Bola, Ojuyobo, Emiloko of Nigeria. Did I not tell you that this guy will be the champion of Yoruba nation when time comes? Do you remember I told you?
JJ, he almost became it.
Brother,
you know, when
that one is just a fear mongering. He's trying to scare. It's a scare tactics for his opponent.
And it's
so that they should remember that Yoruba nation there.
As well.
It's a scaremongering. But let me tell you, with what is currently on the ground, Bola Tinubu will be the one that will lead Yoruba against Fulani come 2023. Because why? They will not give him that presidency. And let me now give you my own prediction.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember 1992 or 1990? In Lagos, there was 3 people contesting under SDP and NRC. Agbala Jobi and Sarumi. The third person was the one that is now famous, that his son is money enjoying the money up and down now. Otedola. You know what happened that time? of Agbala Jobi and Sarumi was so strong and powerful.
I know.
They contest each other. And during that time, there was a discourse between them that Babangida has to settle for $10 through court. Do you see? Now,
remember the story. That actually came third or fourth was eventually called in to come and be the truce. You, Agbala Jobi, you, Sarumi, disqualified. $10, yeah, go and bring your own bag. Yeah, get ready.
Now, let me now. You see what is happening? So, the history is about to repeat itself. Brother, Tinubu, the Igbo should go and sit down. The war that is coming is in between West and the North. And to God be the glory. This is the doom of Fulani. Therefore, their case is buried. They will be surprised that the war finished in this matter. Now, the Igbo should play referee because by the time APC and oh my goodness, by the time APC and PDP will be fighting,
unfortunately, JJ, surprisingly, the people who said, because you see, people who told Peter Obi then that all of you shut up your mouth, you are wasting your time at this and that, or more PDP APC now, they can't become friends against these Peter Obi people. That's why I'm like, I can't pretend I'm not seeing this. Same way I didn't pretend when I saw the heavy, massive movement of the IPOB at the time. I said, hey, una they say they no matter, they don't matter. Una go feel am soon, at the end of the day, see what happened. Look at this one too.
Igbo should fight for their people because they are about to know the true gimmick of Fulani in that country. They will not give them, but they will win. Brother, I'm telling you, because you know what will cost what will make them win is the fight between West and the North.
So,
brother, that's why I bring you back to the memory that these people, this is what happened between Otedola and Sarumi and Agbala Jobi. The fight of Atiku and Bola is what will bring Peter Obi to win, and the election will be cancelled. Brother, this thing
will break out. So that's your prediction. You are a prophet of doom. Peter Obi people won't like you, JJ. You are a prophet of doom because if you say Peter, this one will fight, that one will fight, Peter Obi will now win, then they will now cancel it, then they will now lead to what? Everybody come out bottle, come out cutlass, come out anything, Abi.
No. Igbo should not interfere. Igbo should not interfere. You know why? They should just look, say ahead. They should wait for the time that we go to the round table. It's either we go for the compact, they will put interim there, then we will go for the compact, the Igbo can storm out that time and declare their Biafra. Because that time, there will be no president. Brother, this thing, I'm not a prophet, but it is beginning to look like that.
So,
let Igbo vote their people now.
Gospel alive. And we should also make sure that we keep our head down so that we don't lose our lives before then. I want to witness this, honestly speaking. There's so many things that will happen before that time. A lot will happen.
It's getting funny. Okay, do you want Igbo man to go and vote for Fulani?
No.
You want them to come and vote for Yoruba? It's not possible.
Even with this people,
then Yoruba, then within Yoruba there will be fighting. Within the Northern there will be fighting each other. Then the people will win. But there's no possibility. I doubt it. -1 on my own percentage that Fulani will give the Igbo man presidency that you win. Are you seeing the game?
Thank you so much.
Those people, brother, it don't come. So nobody should stress themselves. The thing have alive themselves now. He has showed us. So, brother, let's leave the rest like this tonight.
Okay. Thank you so much for your
time. Go to bed. Thank you.
It's good to hear from you again, by the way. Have a good one, Baba. So that's a JJ. And that is where we're going to drop the curtain set tonight. The part I actually wanted to share with you was the part where the governor of Anambra State, Charles Soludo, continued to exonerate the IPOB of any wrongdoing or any criminal activities in Anambra State. In fact, he was giving account of what they've managed to do security-wise, going after the Fulani terrorists that have been, attacking the people of Anambra State. And in the last few weeks, you've not heard any of these attacks. There's a lot going on, and we just have to have it on record that for those who spent their years, who spent their months, days, weeks, everything all this while, to try to pin all the criminal activities going on in Eastern Nigeria on the IPOB without allowing you to look at the substance of their claims. Well, people like us we never get swayed by those propagandas because we know the purpose, we know the end goal. But somehow the political event, the political permutation, the political actions and here and there are beginning to reshape and realign of different groups everywhere. So now IPOB is not their threat, but very soon they're going to bring that back again. In case if they feel like IPOB says no election, IPOB said this and that, then they will begin to say they are doing this or doing that. But again, in my own opinion, humble opinion, I want to say I have nothing else to say again. I'm just going to ask you to like the video, share it if you haven't, subscribe on to MaiyegunsDiary Politico if you haven't, and the next time you have me here, it's going to be you and I, starting from the fresh, and you will receive the notification for it if you do just what I said. If you don't, I'll say see me next time, and I will see you next time. Good night from here.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o.